This is the Black Lives Don't Matter podcast. That's what I said. Black lives don't matter. What kind of up podcast is this? Black lives don't matter? Really? Man, who is this dude? Black guy? Wait, so a black man got a podcast called Black Lives Don't Matter. It's like President Obama waving the rebel flag. I done seen it all now. Maybe this is what it takes. Time to shine the light on all the times black life didn't matter. Talk your truth, brother. Listen up. Let's get down with this. Because if black lives really mattered, we wouldn't need a movement. Now would we? For full episodes, subscribe to Black Lives Don't Matter, where you get your podcasts.
Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Black Lives Don't Matter podcast. It's your host, black ass Darren Harris. That's right. I'm black as a motherfucker, man, and I'm mad, but I'm also kind of happy today. Today, I've heard some stories, believe it or not, of black lives actually mattering after they didn't matter. They started off not mattering, but then miraculously something happened and some black lives started mattering. My producer sent me an email of a young kid. This is a similar story. Two similar stories. Sent me an email of a video of a young kid that was brought into a courtroom by some police. And they were explaining what was going on, and we witnessed the young black youth walk across the street and such and He didn't go to the stop. He didn't go to the crosswalk and crossed. He crossed in the middle of the road. So, and the judge cut him off. So, this is jaywalking? Yes. You brought this kid in here for jaywalking? Nah, man. And right there, and kudos to the white judge, man, for this. And this is what I'm talking about. We need more of this. More people like this need to make themselves seen. And I'll just go ahead and say it. What the judge did is he said, nah, man, I'm throwing this out. This is garbage. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. And you clearly are out to get this motherfucker. And he didn't say it like that, but he said to the child, he said, there are people out here trying to get you. Insinuating, look at these motherfuckers right here with these badges that have taken an oath to serve and protect and capture and incarcerate as many of you as they can and make it look as legal as they can. They are demonizing us still. We can't catch a break, black men. And this is for black men. This is really this podcast right here is really for black men. And black young men, black youth. You know, I mean, it's horrible that we can't walk down the street. You know, this started coming to light with Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman and that debacle of a case. George Zimmerman clearly was guilty. He was what he was a bitch, is what was happening. He was getting his ass whooped. He went over there and provoked that kid and got his ass whooped. And instead of taking the L, he pulled out a gun and he took that kid's life. And he should have been locked up for that. But no, the powers that be, probably one of the children of the lynch mob, oversaw the case and decided that nope, George Zimmerman is innocent. But I think a lot of these judges are being called out. I think a lot of other judges are starting to understand that this is wrong to do to people. And that's what that judge did with this young man in the courtroom. He acknowledged the fact that this cop did something that was heinous, which was make up a bullshit charge in order to bring this child in and put his fingerprints on paper. That's bullshit. Just so they know who he is. He has a little bit of a record, so that way if we pick him up again, he goes away. It's a fucking game. It's a game, y'all. And we don't see it. We don't know it. I said it in the last podcast. We get bamboozled for shiny shit. We have to start opening our eyes. They telling us they trying to stop woke. Stop woke. Don't you love how motherfuckers who don't really know what something means take their own meaning and put it over the top of what the shit really means? I mean, because the term woke has been now, I mean, you can't even say woke on the fucking internet without like 10, stop woke. But really what woke meant was for black people back in the day, and this wasn't for everybody. This is for us. And this is a telltale sign. This was for black people to open their eyes to the injustices that they were experiencing, to keep yourselves woke, open, be diligent, be vigilant, keep your eyes open, stay woke, because they getting you. But we're sleeping. It's working. Whatever they're doing is working because we are sleeping. We make so many rap songs. Yo, don't sleep on me, man. Don't sleep on me. Oh, yeah? Well, we sleeping on them. We've all slept on them motherfuckers. Because they're steady hurting us. They're steady hurting us. And I'm gonna clarify something real quick. I'm a black man. I love being black. I've always loved being black. Being black is magnificent. I do not hate white people. Contrary to what you might think listening to my podcasts a lot, I do not hate white people. What I do is I hate the power structure that was created to oppress and subjugate black people. In the architects of that system, those are the people that I hate. Those are the people that I have the problem with. The people who uphold that ideology. Those are the people, and you don't even have to be white. It's just those people who uphold that ideology. Now, there's something else I want to tell you about. Out in Las Vegas, there was a Las Vegas police sergeant. Worked for the police department, sergeant. And to be a sergeant, that means you have to be on the force, a while and do some things, on the force, right? Sergeant. So the other day, Sergeant Kevin Menon of the Las Vegas Police Department was indicted. I think he did get an indictment for making fake arrests and targeting black males. Making fake arrests and targeting black men to incarcerate you, to put you in jail. To put you in jail. Fake arrests. I mean, they would do stuff like have somebody bump into you, and then when you turn around and react, they make it seem as if it were you that instigated the issue. And then before you knew it, you were surrounded by 2 or 3 other cops, which they would take you into custody, kicking and screaming. And of course, you don't know what's going on. What are you doing? You're struggling, trying to resist. And then that's when they get you. And that's when you look like the demon. That's when you look like the bad one. It is a fucking plan. They are doing it to us on purpose. Do you understand? Please, please, black men and women. And not only black men and women, white folks that just are oblivious to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who is concerned but oblivious to this shit. This is what they're doing to black men. And they're not doing it in secret. It's blatant. It's right out in the open. And thank God the gentleman the teen I was just talking about had a judge the way that he had, because the judges in this guy, Sergeant Menon's, whoever the judges were, they went along with what this guy did and put all these people in jail. All these people over this guy's career. I wonder how many people that is that went to jail for fucking nothing. Because an undercover cop bumped into you to make you react so that they can get you. See how dirty that shit is? I don't hate white people. I hate the power structure that designed that shit. That is what I hate. Okay? So I want to say this to black men, and then I'm going to wrap this shit up. And this is, I mean, actually, it's a couple things, but the black men that's out there getting ready to vote conservatively. I mean, I have some black friends, and I have several friends that really think along that ideology. You know, that wholesome values. You know, conservative. I'm a businessman. All that stuff. I mean, really. I mean, but black men in particular, the black men in particular that are about to vote for this. Do you realize that the police will under the conservative administration, the police force will answer directly to the president of the United States, who has proven time and time again not to give a fuck about black people. Time and time again. They do bare minimum shit. And this is what I'm talking about. Oh, you know what? Trump did this for black. Trump didn't do shit for black people. Trump did shit to get elected. That's what he did. He did shit to pull the wool over your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I promise I'll do this for you once you put me in office. But meanwhile, you know, the hand behind the back says, you know, we're going forward with this other agenda, and this is collateral damage. I mean, think about it. We've been collateral damage for so much shit. You got Cancer Alley, where they just environmentally, you know, just fucking destroy our environments where we fucking live at. You know what I mean? They're just all kinds of shit that they put us at the end of, and then turn around. Oh, what? Us? Oh, we didn't do that. Oh, and then you can't do anything about it. You can't do anything about it for a few reasons. Why? Because there's a bunch of paperwork and legal mumbo jumbo and fucking red tape, and that's how they fucking do it. Instead of fucking saying exactly what it is, they make up a bunch of fucking jargon to confuse you. And once you're confused, you're like, all right, whatever the fuck, man. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody's really got time for that. But they do. And the reason why is because they have a plan and they have an agenda. And that's what it is. And now we're coming up on the fruition of this agenda, this election cycle. You know what I'm saying? And I asked my friend the other day, you know, what would you rather? Would you rather 4 years of a bad president or a lifetime of a fucking horrible dictator? What would you rather? I mean, for real. I mean, because I think I could take 4 years of a bad president. I think I could take 4 years of, God damn it, Kamala. I think I could take 4 years of that. Yeah, I'm a voter. I thought she was going to do good, but I'll vote this time, next time. I could do good with that. You know what I'm saying? What I can't do good with is no choices, or every choice being made for us. I think that's a bad road. You know, I think that's a bad road, and we are on the highway straight to it. And the Christian evangelicals are up in the choirs singing it from the rafters. And I think a lot of people don't really even realize what's happening. And to the black, like I said, back to the black conservatives, I want to say this. You're voting against black men. You're voting for this power structure. You're voting to keep this in place. This young black man was walking, trying to talk to his girl on the phone. He walked around the neighborhood. Dude told him, you know, he was walking around too much. 4 times. 4 times you looked at my house. I didn't look at your house 4 times, dude. You know what I'm saying? So they're making up shit all over the country, all right? All over the place. From Las Vegas to Sarasota, Florida. They're just making it up. They are out to get you. Do you understand that? I hope you do, because if you don't, then God help you. I'm Darren Harris. Get your shit together, man. This has been the Black Lives Don't Matter podcast. Peace.
Listen up. Let's get down with this. Because if Black lives really mattered, we wouldn't need a movement. Now would we? Black Lives Don't Matter. Stream it wherever you podcast.